You know, I think people do try and peg one as being better than the other, French versus American wood, and the way we approach it here at the winery is just that they're different. That's it. It's not only a different species of wood, but it, you know, has different grain width and grows in very different climates. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it's like trying to compare Dry Creek Zinfandel to Rockpile Zinfandel. I don't think that one is necessarily better than the other. They just have different characteristics. And so that's how we look at French versus American wood. And what we absolutely love about the hybrid barrel is that you get an integration of the two different flavor profiles that come from the oak in a very harmonious fashion. And while we certainly like to use different oak sourcing to be our spice rack, so to speak, especially since we make so many single vineyard wines at the winery, I think one of the disadvantages to that is that sometimes the wines, especially early on, can show a disjointed characteristic, because you can take the French oak tannins and American oak tannins and the flavor profile from the different oaks, and when you blend them together, it takes a while for them to come together. Where with a hybrid barrel, what we see is an instantaneous integration of the flavor profile. And we like to use both French and American oak on all of our Zinfandels. We use a little bit higher amount of American oak on our Rockpile Zins. Just the nature of Rockpile tends to be that the wines are broader shouldered, have more structured tannins, and I think that the American oak complements that characteristic, the sweeter aspect of American oak, but at the same time we want some of the finesse and some of the more subtle flavor profiles that the French oak combines. And we certainly have, you know, used to do a lot of American oak and French oak separately. And as you know, when we first did trials with the Zinfandel hybrid barrel, we bought 2 barrels the first year, 4 barrels the next year, and I think have bought a minimum of 16 barrels, as high as 30 barrels every year, depending on our production. And you know, we use a lot of different coopers here at the winery, but Zinfandel, that one barrel is the most populous barrel that we use at the winery.